в стаята на Национално сдружение Недвижими имоти на втората ни днес работна среща. Така ни нарекаха организаторите, че са ни работни срещи, но де-факто ние се опитваме да представим информация, която да бъде полезна за всички, включително и за крайните потребители. Много ми е приятно, че навлизаме в една тема, в която имаме 3 гости от съседни на нас държави – Гърция, Румъния и Сърбия, с които заедно ще споделим какво се случва на пазара на недвижими имоти на Балканите. Ще имаме възможност да сравним българският пазар с техният пазар и също така да видим на къде върви нашата професия на агенциите на посредниците и на агенциите за недвижими имоти след проведената вече годишна конференция на Американската асоциация на риалторите, която реално дава посоката, в която се развива професионалният бизнес и ние вървиме крачка след тях, т.е. ние се учим от тях. И така, темата на днешният ни панел е пазарът на недвижими имоти на Балканите и ролята на професионалното сътрудничество за сигурността на сделката. Ще продължим разговора на английски език и се надявам да бъде той приемлив и разбираем за всички вас, които се интересувате от тази тема, леко международна. It is my pleasure to have 3 of you, dear friends from the neighbors countries. It is very unique forum which is happening now in Bulgaria. This is for the first time this kind of forum. We had the opportunity to see the similar one provided in United States. It was very international forum in the same format, and we were very, very happy. So that's why we are happy now in Bulgaria to have the same opportunity. Thank you for accepting the invitation of the National Real Estate Association in Bulgaria to be our guest. It is true that we are connected through the international associations and also through the National Real Estate Association in the United States, NAR, National Association of Realtors. But as well, we are connected by the Balkans because we share the common territory. We travel very easy between our borders. We have very similar culture, very similar food, and as well very similar habits. So probably the real estate market is also very similar between the countries. The international investors compare the possibilities to invest in our regions and between our countries. And it will be very useful for this forum to have information from exactly the source from different countries. So what is happening in countries around Bulgaria, in the real estate aspects, and as well to draw the future of the professional collaboration and the future aspects given to our professional society after the annual NRL conference, which finished just in 2 weeks ago. So what is the current market situation? Let's start with Romania, which is the biggest competitor in this area for the commercial real estate. But probably what is happening in the residential area as well will give us opportunity to compare the situation in both countries.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Bulgaria. Hello, Serbia. Hello, Greece. I'm Dan Negulescu. I'm a realtor. I'm a real estate practitioner from '99, and I'm specialized in residential real estate. I'm also a National Association of Realtors from United States ambassador for Central Europe. And I will tell you a few things about Romania and a few connections with the Balkans. Starting with Romania, probably exactly the same as your countries. This medical crisis hit us a lot. We change our habits, we change our way of doing business, and we change our purchase habits. For instance, most of the houses next to capital, next to Bucharest, now are very well in demand for Bucharest people because they need to move from apartments from a center or around inside Bucharest to move to countryside next to Bucharest, to have also a garden, to have a yard, and to feel free, not in the jail, in the prison, in the blocks. That's one aspect. Another aspect is that the commercial real estate and the office real estate in special is very, very well affected. Probably 80% of the offices are empty now because most of the big multinational companies are working from home. Only a few days they go to office by rotation. So that's why this is a big, big problem right now. On the other hand, very strangely or not, the number of transactions increased a lot in comparison with last year. Probably we'll discuss some more about it, but not in all the type of the markets, especially, as I told you, in houses, in cheap houses around Bucharest. So this is in a nutshell the situation. And if you have questions, I'm here to answer.
What we see here in Bulgaria, that people which are interested, we have the same trend in Bulgaria, people who are interested to buy properties around the big cities. But what we see, they don't sell their properties in the cities. So this is, let's say, not like a second home, but like a second options to live. Is it the same in Romania?
Yes, it's more or less the same. And another interesting aspect is most of the transactions are done cash, not with banks. So we say we are poor nation, probably the same like Bulgaria. But suddenly, in this crisis, a lot of money came white on the market, invested in properties.
Okay, what is happening in Romania with the vacation properties? We very rarely speak about vacation properties in Romania. Do you have this kind of opportunities? And is it interesting for international investors?
Yes, we have two important poles of interest. One is the mountains, and second is the Black Sea coast. Of course, we cannot compare our Black Sea coast with your Black Sea coast, not talking about Greece coast. But we have a trend in the last years to build a lot of blocks, a lot of holiday apartments, and a lot of houses on Black Sea coast, not mentioning the villas in the mountains, which are for vacation. So yes, this is a ascending trend to build holiday homes in Romania. Maybe we are not at this level like you in Bulgaria, comparing the sizes, yes, or in Greece or in Serbia, but the trend is definitely up with the vacation homes.
Who are the main investors in the vacation homes in Romania? Romania?
I have to tell you something about Airbnb, for instance. So we had a lot of investors in the big cities for Airbnb before the crisis, before the corona. Now, most of the properties are even empty because of lack of tourism, or converted in long-term rentals. So instead of day-by-day rentals, they become long-term rentals. And they are attractive because they are very, very well situated downtown, next to the main important points in cities. So this is another trend in the last few months.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dan. We will be back with some other questions, and also it will be interesting to understand what is the reaction of the banks in the different countries. And now I would like to invite Nikos Manoumenidis for the next interesting topic, and especially for Bulgarians, Greece. Nikos is international representative of the association EPA, which is connected with the real estate transaction, but as well with real estate valuations, and the manager of a company, Krekus. Is it the right name, Nikos? It's your turn to present Greece. We don't hear you. You can move. Thank you.
Thank you also for the opportunity you give us to speak about our countries. It's always happy to speak and to connect with the Bulgarian Association, but it's mostly happy when we met really in the same room. So, but we can accept also this type of communication. I'll try to show you some things for the real estate market. I prepare a presentation, but we have also a portal where you can see live all the situation in Greece. So let's start from the whole country. What is the situation? In this, sorry. Here we can see how the prices of residential properties goes from 2011 to 2020. Okay, this is the average price for all Greece. And here is from December 18 to November 22. So you can see here that from the crisis 2009, 2010, prices decrease very much in Greece. But starting from 2017, prices go up 1.6, 8.20, 3.10. The changes are very bigger in the city center. So in Athens city center, you see that from 2017, prices increased 17%. In 2019, 27%. These are the asking price of the biggest portal, advertisement listing portal in Greece. And 2020 was increased just 1.9%. If we go to Thessaloniki city, we can see that the increase started 2018 from 7% to 28% and continues till now to 17%. So prices in Thessaloniki continues increasing in 2020. But if you go to the monthly difference, we see that this happened till January. After that, we have a very stable situation with changes 0.10, 0.60, 0.1.10. And we can see also what happened in the Thessaloniki suburbs, where prices does not increase so much. But what Dan said before was also happening here in Greece, that although the price does not increase on the suburbs, we see that the demand start increase rapidly in the suburbs. So we can also see some touristic areas. Let's find, if we go Kyklades, the island of Greece, famous islands, Paros, Naxos, you see that prices were very stable even during crisis. We had only 4–5% decrease, and it's almost stable, the prices in the touristic area. Also in Kavala, we can see that it is the last year are very stable. We have a big decrease, 17% in 2013, but after that we have a stable situation. And if we go to the seaside of Kavala, we can see that the price were very increased. This is for the city center almost. Other very interesting topics, we can speak about commercial properties. For all around Greece, commercial properties, we didn't see the market recover in the commercial properties yet. We have very small changes the last year, 1%, 2%, but we had very, very big decrease on this market the previous year. Go to Athens center for commercial space. Also, we see small, here it is bigger, the increase, but it's not still recovered yet, the market. And let's see also Thessaloniki. We have small decrease. The prices don't recover from the previous crisis. And for that, I am optimistic that after the COVID, we will see that the prices recover in many fields of commercial properties, mostly in industrial and in warehouse, where the demand is very high. It is a big question what will happen with the retail markets. We see how increase the e-commerce, and we can understand that the last mile logistics and the warehouses for last mile logistics to serving the retail shops, we expect it to increase the price. Even though we see office spaces, it is it's not full, because we have also an order from the state that the 50% of the people in the office must work from the house, from their houses. We didn't see decrease of the office spaces, and I think that this happened because the business still going. It's not like retail space where the shop is closed and nothing happened. We may see office space closed, but the business continues have incomes, the business continue working, so they didn't have problem to pay the rentals. And for that, we are not expecting to decrease the price of the office space. Maybe in some places where there is a lack of properties, we will see increase of the demand, because we have to put the offices not so close together. So there will be increase of the area, the needed area, and maybe this will push up the price. So I don't know if you have any questions. I'm yours.
Thank you, Nikos. What I see from the analysis which you show, the graphics, I think there is potential in the residential and vacation real estate market in Greece. Because we saw what was the previous top, where is the market now. So it shows that in near future, some success of the market will come.
Yes, I am more optimistic. I'm waiting to see big increase in the price of the suburb properties of the city centers, Thessaloniki, Athens, and other big cities. I suppose that our second home market, it was stable in the previous crisis with very few changes. I am waiting also to be stable with small increases based on locations. Where we are waiting a big push to the price of the properties in Thessaloniki suburbs and in Thessaloniki second home locations, because our airport, Thessaloniki airport, convert to a global airport. They have increased the airport, so now we can have the airport can serve big airplanes traveling directly to United States or to China. Something was not able to happen before. So now we are waiting a big push after the finish, of course, of the COVID situation. We are waiting a big push to the number of flights to Thessaloniki.
Having your personal experience after the summer vacation, when a lot of Bulgarians have been in Greece, do you have some information what exactly Bulgarian investors are looking for? A land or apartments or houses? And is it still so hotspot for the international buyers, or you see some changes after COVID?
So what I see that happen is because of we don't have mass constructions in Greece. You cannot see, like maybe in the Black Sea, big plots, big buildings. We don't have things like this in Greece. Or in our seaside, you will see small buildings. It is not very crowded, not many strong buildings. So the trend now is people from Bulgaria to come, see the plot, and selecting the type of house he wants to build, and buy first the plot with the license to build, and after that build his house. So this is a trend.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Can a Romanian buy a plot of land in Greece? Not a house, a plot of land.
Why not?
I don't know, I'm asking.
Not you, but every other Romania, yes. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely, yes.
We are in the European Union, so I think it's
reciprocal.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you till now, Nikos. We will continue with the questions and let's give the floor to Slaviša. Slaviša Pešić is a representative, of course, of his private real estate companies, but also of the real estate cluster in Serbia, which is something like Bulgarian National Real Estate Association. And also he was a member of the international board of the American Association of Realtors, and still some kind of ambassador for our area. So Slaviša, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Irena, very much for this beautiful announcing. And it was also my pleasure at your conference. It's in Bulgaria. This is the representative of the Balkan hospitality, and your organization and program you did through the conferences were always interesting me. I was looking forward to come again. So unfortunately, now we use this technology to do meetings. But as Nico said, whatever we use, it's okay for us to stay in communication. The market, real estate market in Serbia was not any different than I think most of the markets in the world. And during the state of emergency that was in Serbia since the beginning of March and till the beginning of May, we were not able to work at real estate. Even we were not forbidden to do that. But as in many other countries, it was not safe. People were afraid to communicate. It was not neither safe, not advisable to bring people to see in live to see the properties as they could buy. So we were not having a market, and at that situation, the people that have particular interest try to make their own possibility to earn, and they will start speaking about falling the prices because of COVID. Of course, the COVID situation is a big issue for any economy, and it will have influence, and it already had influence on market, but it was not like that. The prices during COVID state of emergency were just frozen because there were some 20% of the previous market that was done, but it was most of the transactions that were prepared before, and then it doesn't reflect the influence of the market. But what happened when the state of emergency stopped? Then we immediately start to work a lot. So transactions come back, and in next months we did have more transactions than in the month before COVID. Of course, there are some unfinished job maybe, but still, what happened with the prices? The prices not even didn't fall down; they rise. They will go up, and it was happening in residential, mostly in residential, because this is the major part of the market, and it was happening that the prices, whether for old apartment or for new constructions, go up. For new constructions, it was significant rise of the prices, and we find ourselves in the completely seller's market. So if we look like realtors, what kind of market is that? It is completely seller's market. All the constructions that were constructors were able to work through the COVID situation, they build much more, and in spite of having more projects done, in spite of that, the prices of the new properties were raised, and I think in some cases even something like 20%. So it is a lot. Definitely, the situation on our market in Serbia is that we are in lack of inventory. So we don't have enough properties to sell as we have inquiries there, whether these are old properties or new one. What is happening to the market at such a situation? Naturally, the prices go up. Each seller thinks he have a lower price than it is on the it should be. So it start raising the prices more than it is necessary, than it is possible. So we were having a lot of transactions in next month, but I can recognize in last month we have some stop of transaction. And why? Because many sellers said, aha, my neighbor sold for this price, my apartment value more than that, and then put a price that the market is not accepting. So we have a situation that we as realtors have to make reaction, how to work on that in that situation. Exclusive representation is the best way that you can get your job done. If you need there lack of inventory on the market, then the seller could say, I could make open listing with 20 real estate agencies, and then you are competing with many other colleagues that are running to catch the rabbit through the woods. And this is giving our situation that we will not catch the rabbit, but it is certainly that we will run a lot. So this brings are very urgent to manage working with technology at one side, because if you get a property, then you have to have a lot of leads to react immediately as to sell your property. Otherwise, you will be late. Sorry, I sold it. And that's not our case. So this is pushing us to learn more about our role, about technology possibilities. In the recent time, hopefully we have it. And NAR conference and the other webinars that we were able to visit are giving us opportunity to follow the technology, to follow the chains, because when the speed is high, you have to run fast. Then we, as realtor, I think we are more in need of education than any time before. The things are changing over the month. Who will say only a year before, who will say all of this will happen? And then you have to adjust very fast to this new reality. How can you adjust? With knowledge and trainings and fast reaction.
You gave Slavish a very good bridge between what is happening on the market and the professional role. We will continue in several minutes. I just want to be back in the topic of what is happening on the market and what is this kind of phenomenon. Three of us mentioned similar situation, which is the same in Bulgaria, and we hear in many other countries. People were expected for a very long time for the prices to drop down, and especially after COVID, but it doesn't happen. What is, can you explain what is this kind of phenomenon? What exactly is happening now, and why people continue to invest so much in the real estate? What they're looking.
If that is that a question for me or for somebody else?
This is for three of you.
Okay.
It's important to hear.
I will finish with that. It is easy to say for in my country, a lot of transactions were done by mortgages. So
by mortgages.
Yes. So people were buying through having a bank mortgage. And this is happening since 2004 or 5 years. And many properties are under the mortgage, out of the market. So we have more narrowing the what is present on the market. On the other side, the new constructions were not so much because in Serbia we will have a lack of constructions in some 20 years, you know, since we passed from Yugoslavia to new things, and there were not a lot of investments. So new constructions were not enough to cover those that are covered by mortgage, having you know, and out of the market. So we on the other side, we have more working places. We have more factories, more people employed. Unemployed is dropping down here. So more people are able to get a mortgage and they are buying the properties, you know. And these are some reasons. And then again, there is another one reason that I think we don't speak much, but I think it can be recognizable. The money is going out of the pocket more and more and going to the mobile and to the internet. So disappearing of real money, I think, is afraid of a lot of people. Like change from Deutschmark to Euro, for example. The people are confused. What will be if tomorrow we have only Bitcoin? If tomorrow we have only mobile phone and nothing else to bring to the shop? So I think there is some kind of fear, still not panic, I think. Some kind of fear. What will happen if all the money goes to the virtual money? And what is real to invest and to protect your property? Nothing more real than real estate.
Thank you, Slavisha. And Dan, what is your point of view for the flying money?
So first, after the crisis, the prices went down and they started to go up like in Greece. I'm talking about Romania in general.
Okay.
When COVID crisis came, we were on ascending trend, but everything was put on hold because lack of activity because of this crisis. As soon as was possible, everybody ran to catch the trend. I mean, to buy the property. They did a pre-contract in January or in December last year to get another loan. And as Slavisha said, to bring money on the market. Maybe not because they are afraid of Bitcoin, but because they simply had the money under the bed, let's say. Because in the banks, the interests for deposits for making economies are extremely low. Even you lose money if you put money in the bank in Romania. If you put all the commissions and all the expenses, you lose money. So that's why people decided to invest in the only real thing in the world, which is land. Land and, of course, the property. So this is the trend. Trust or maybe panic. Trust that the property is a solid one. Panic that the money will disappear because also of inflation, because of the future predictable economic crisis. We don't have yet a clear economic crisis, but all the economists said that 2021 will be hard for everybody. So that's why they started to invest in Romania.
Yeah, the liquidity of the real estate is still so good, and still there is no deficit of cash flows.
Right.
It really helped the real estate market. Nikos, what is your point of view? The microphone.
You can imagine what I got to say. So, first of all, I would like to divide the investments in real estate in two big categories. The one is for income and the other is for living, for using. In real life, what we see is that in investing in real estate, there are also two big parties. The biggest one is the small investors buying homes, apartments to rent it. And of course, there are the commercial investors which buy big office buildings and have more intelligence and more evaluated procedures. So what happens the previous year was that most of the transactions in Greece were transactions for investment. And for that was either in the city centers for Airbnb, either in vacation houses. In commercial real estate, we saw also in the index that we didn't have big differences. But I would like to share one screen I have. So what is this screen? Here you can see the number of transactions per 1,000 people in Greece. So 2005, we have 36 transactions per 1,000 citizens. During the crisis, most of them were Greek citizens. So Greeks buying houses either for investment, but mostly for living. During the crisis, the numbers decreased to 6.57 to 1,000. These are very, very few transactions. Here you can see the numbers of transactions for Iceland, Russia, Romania. Imagine Romania has almost 60, and in Greece we have 6.7 transactions per 1,000 people. So the market in Greece does not recover yet for the Greeks. Most of the transaction we saw and most of the buying, the purchasing power was from outwards. And this happened because in Greece, the last 10 years, we don't have mortgages. Either the mortgages are very, very low. So it is very difficult to take, to borrow money from the bank. We are waiting that this will change, but we will see how. Definitely, if we go to more to the average, let's say, transaction number, which can be 25 to 35, we will see dramatically increase of the demand in real estate. Till now, most of the transactions are in cash. So this will drive the future in Greece. I believe the increase of the demand from the domestic buyers, from the Greeks.
Okay, thank you. It was interesting to hear what these trends in Greece. Dan, do you see some changes of the bank policies in Romania?
Yes.
After COVID?
Yes, of course, banks became more thinking more of their customers, checking more, not giving loans as usual, as easy as before. On the other hand, probably the same like in your countries, most of the banks offer to the clients a delay in the payment of the credits. Starting with the beginning of the pandemic, finishing with the end of December this year. And we have to see what will happen when everybody who forget about 8 months or 9 months of payments, monthly payments, what will they do and how the banks will cope with this situation, how the bank will react, because there are some predictions that there will be a lot of people who will not be able to restart payments because of the crisis, because of the economy, because of their personal situation, because of the debt people in his family, so on. So this will definitely affect the loans starting from next year, even from the beginning of next year. So far, but the banks promised that they will help the small enterprises. They will give loans with the interest covered by the states. Nothing. It was political. They said they will do. We couldn't take it. So it was a very challenging situation with the banks, but I'm afraid, honestly, of what will happen next year.
Okay, this is a lot of things are political now. We are really at the end of our meeting. It's never enough time between us to exchange experience and information. But unfortunately, the end of our meeting is coming in 1 minute. That's why I want to give you the floor for the last words and probably some message to our professionals. after the NAR conference in United States, we saw what is the future trend of the professional service. Just in one sentence, let's give some advice to our colleagues and also to people which participate in this forum and will be our future clients.
So I will start because, as you probably know, Romania is a kind of model in the area because we start an association which is a kind of mini NAR. We started with exclusive representation, 100%, and we have a fully functional MLS, 100%. We used this period and all the meetings with NAR to enforce this and to have more and more agents to become realtors, meaning member of our association, and understand the ethics and the fact that exclusive representation is the only real, ethical, correct, and fruitful for both us agents and the public. So now we are more than before convinced that this, which is originally American way of doing things, can work in Eastern Europe. We have 10 years of experience. We've been at all the conferences and meetings around, and I can confirm you that both me personally as an agent, also my company, also our association, APAIR, we fully respect this exclusive representation, MLS, cooperation, and ethics. This is what we don't have to forget.
Thank you, Dan. It was very, very important. Nikos, your last words and your message to professionals and the clients.
So definitely COVID was a catalyst to our online communications. And the skills we are developing will come to stay. And also we have changed our attitude. Even if next year nothing, COVID will go away, we will not change our mindset to be aware of the virus, to be aware of a distance, to be aware of things. Now it is a habit, because if you are doing something for, they said 21 days, but we do this in more than months, this is a real habit. This is a real life. So definitely the technology will change our lives. This gives a big power to the companies. They have mass data, big data. So they are starting conversation how the technology hack, not computers, but how they hacking humans, how they hacking our minds, and how they can drive us. I don't know what will be this influence in our life, but we see big differences in how we use our smartphones, our computers. It is really, we are going to a sea we never swim, to never sip. Yeah. And what remains to us to be stable and safe is to be connected and collaborative.
Thank you, Nikos. And Slaviša, you are the last one to close this session.
Well, thank you. It is obvious that COVID was a ringing bell for real estate professionals to wake up and to stay wake up, because it is obvious that the real estate agent cannot be anymore someone that walk around with the hands in the pocket and meeting the people just like that and doing transaction this way. All of this change need an agent that is informed on high level, that is educated and skilled on high level. and that is using technology on highest possible level to do connections, communication, transactions. But all of that is not enough if that is not relying on the foundation of the code of ethics and be connected through our associations and having the tools that are allowing us to communicate on the code of ethics rules and stay the best service for our customers and clients, because they have technology as well, but they need a person to understand them, to understand the situation, and to give them the best solutions and advices to solve the most important investment in their life.
Thank you, Slavša. It was really very good end of our meeting. Thank you for all of you once again that you accepted our invitation and you were so kind to participate in this first unique Bulgarian forum. I hope to see you soon in live, not only by online technologies. In the next panel, we will understand why we so dream to be again together in live. Thank you very much.
Благодаря, дорогие приятели.
Thank you.
Благодаря.
Bye.
Bye.